Now, as most of you guys know, I've been teasing you guys about a new piece of equipment that we just recently purchased this last weekend. And here I have it out in the middle of the buildings, the main farm. I pulled it out so that I could get better light and you guys could see it better. But here is our new Fuerst, F-U-E-R-S-T, flexible tine harrow. Now, the reason we got this is because over the last 2 years now, we've been planting our soybeans without running a harrow over the ground after we plant them. And this has caused some issues because on the sale, our old harrow was sold, and that was a rigid tine harrow. It was actually wider than this one, but that one went on the sale, and we've been going without a harrow. And what's been happening is that when we go to harvest the soybeans in the fall, since there's ridges on the ground, the head catches up dirt and it clogs the head. So now we plan to solve that problem with this harrow, because with this we can smooth out the ground and our bean ground will be a lot smoother and a lot nicer. Now, this harrow isn't as wide as our last one, however it is longer, and we hope that it being longer we will not have to do as many passes, because we used to have to do 2 passes on the ground to knock down anything that we were trying to knock over or that we were trying to smooth off, because the old one that we had just wasn't that intense. My grandpa had actually purchased that for like $600 back in the day. It was just harrow sections held on to a frame by chains, and the chains broke all the time, and we were always having issues with it. And the best part about this one, oh, dogs are out. The best part about this one is that it has a hydraulic cylinder on the back that we can use to lift the sections up and down, and that is going to save us a lot of heartbreak. Not really heartbreak, but a lot of effort to get out and have to pick up each of the 4 sections individually, and that was a big pain. So now if we need someone a little older, like my grandpa, say if we wanted him to run it, he can come out here, and it won't take as much effort, because the only part that really takes physical effort now is unhooking each of these arms, and all they do is just slide out, and it's held in place by a wire that you can see that we hung up in there, right there. So these fold out, and what happens is when these fold out, we can drop that cylinder back there down, and this whole thing turns here. So after we turn it out, each of these panels will fall backward. And like I said, it's not as wide as our old one, but since it's longer, we should have fewer issues with having to go over things twice. We hope that we can do 1 pass and save some fuel that way. But we haven't gotten out there and tested it or anything yet. Now, Travis and I actually took the front 2 wheels off the wings here, and the reason we took them off is because this thing had just sat outside, and it had some gunky grease in there. Since just by sitting, I guess that it was really rusted on the inside, and we went through and we're replacing all the seals and the bearings and stuff, everything that's inside, except for the wheels and rims. So that's why there aren't any wheels on it right now. You can see it has some weathering right there, especially too on the paint, and over here too, I guess. We just bought it off Craigslist actually, and he didn't use it that much, but he used it here and there, I guess. And before he sold it, his son came through and redid the paint job on it because it was never stored inside. And this is actually the older version of the harrow. They have a newer version out that I guess, but yeah, you guys can look them up if you want. They're flexible tine harrows, and what people often use them for is like pasture work and stuff like that. I guess they're pretty intense with these tines. And the best part, I think, or one of the best things about it, is that there's no adjustment to it, because we were always messing around with the adjustments on the old one. So that's our new flexible tine harrow. One last thing before I go. Travis and I were actually thinking about running over some no-till ground with this thing, just to knock the stalks down. And I wasn't too sure on whether people have done that a whole lot. I know that people use those rolling basket harrows for that especially, but we're thinking that we'd try this on some ground here to see how well it worked, because we have some corn stalks that we'd like to get knocked down. If this can do the trick, it'd do us some good use. So anyway, tell us what you think in the comments section. Hopefully it'll do us a pretty good job, and I'm really looking forward to using it and harvesting this fall without having to get out and clean out the header. So anyway guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out all of our other videos. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to follow us on Facebook. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and add us on Snapchat, all how farms work. So I'll see you next time, guys.